I think our guys are in a pretty good mindset right now as far as their preparation, but I think that that's, part of the process is trying to go through any team and who they've played and where they've played and the games that they've, the big game that they won, because that can kind of get the attention of your players. But, I think that the first three quarters that they played at Michigan State early in the year might be as impressive as any 30 minutes of basketball that we've seen by any team in our league. They were really good there, and this team has got a couple things that you really that are really going well for them. Their post guys are very experienced. Seems like ever since we've been in the league, these two post guys have been playing for them and starting for them and playing major minutes, and so they understand their system, their offensively, defensively, all the schemes. They're doing a lot more than they've done in the last couple seasons as far as changing defenses and adding presses. But I think the thing that is really impressive is they played 19 games. They've had the same starting lineup for 19 games. Their starting five play somewhere between 25 and 32 minutes a game, and then they've got four subs that regularly, and they've played in all 19 games. I mean, they've been really consistent in their personnel, and I think that's given them a lot of confidence, especially in the last couple of weeks.
You mentioned the post players for Portland. Can you just talk a little bit about going from the last couple of games where it's been very guard-oriented, perimeter type, to guys that play so much in the post like that?
Yeah, this will be a similar challenge to Pepperdine the first time we played Pepperdine. The second time we played Pepperdine, they didn't have Brennan Lane, but Lane and Davis create the same kind of problems that Van der Mars and Nichols create. They're both really skilled. They can stretch you, especially Nichols. He can take you all the way to the three-point line. And Van der Mars is a guy that's got really good length, is good on the block, down low. But their guards are so much improved. I mean, Bailey and is a guy that's just gotten better every year he's played, and so I just think that the challenge will be trying to figure out a way to handle those post guys in the low post and in the high post and still cover their guards.
Nate Austin's the status right now?
Nate tweaked his ankle in practice today. He's having an X-ray this evening, and so we'll know a little bit more. Hopefully, we keep the swelling under control and go from there. We'll just see what the doctors have to say.
Coach, obviously your record wasn't where you'd like it to be coming out of non-conference play, but now that you're in conference play, you've run off 5 straight wins, you've played in some very tough road environments. How much now are you seeing that really tough non-conference schedule pay off for you?
Well, I think that there was a lot of games in the non-conference that kind of exposed some of the weaknesses that we had, and so we were able to address those. I think that we've got a lot of improved individual play, which has really helped our team. And I also think that defensively, maybe the results of the non-conference has given us a little more focus on the defensive end of the floor. But I do think we're improving every game as a group on that end of the floor.
You guys had success last week on the road, but talk about the challenges of going against a Portland team that's playing real well and then going up against a Gonzaga team at home where it's been historically pretty difficult to beat them.
Yeah, I think we spend the majority of our time just worrying about this Portland game, and the challenge at Gonzaga is not just for one or two teams. I mean, they've been pretty good at home since they built that arena, and so we'll worry about that on Friday. But we know this is an important time of the season, and when you get the schedule and you go down and you look at how it plays out and where you are, we were, hoping that we'd get to this point and that this road trip would be, a crucial part of you want it to mean something, and we're right in the middle of this thing, and, hopefully we can play well and have good results. But it's a difficult road trip. There's no question about it. And then you add, Portland is kind of the results at home. They've played really well at home. Their results at home in league. The first weekend they got beat in overtime by San Francisco, and then they lost to Santa Clara. Then St. Mary's beat them at home. But they kind of handled Pacific, and they handled Gonzaga on their home floor. So it creates a whole new challenge in the fact that, this Portland team is built to win, and hopefully we can play well and be successful up there.
Gage, you talked about this time of year meaning something, this road trip meaning something. Do you play up that fact on this road trip? Hey guys, we could finish this weekend top spot in the conference, or do you downplay that and say let's just focus on the first
Well,
game? And then-
I think that's the guys all know. I mean, this is there's some games that are really, really exciting for the players to play, and they know, the date that we were playing Gonzaga when we got the schedule. And so the real challenge for us is to make sure that stays in the back of the mind and not in the front of the mind, because Portland will be all we can handle, and hopefully we were at full force. That's kind of an issue right now. You just kind of worry about if Nate's actually going to be able, if he does play, and how good he'll be. And so I want these guys to have the very best opportunities possible. And so those kind of things are really important.
Dave, going back, I think it was 7 games ago when you decided to play Kyle as the starting point guard, can you talk about what went into that decision, and you kind of led up to that anyway, or was it kind of a sudden thing?
Well, we felt like Kyle was doing a great job in the backup role, even though he was starting at the 2. And we got ourselves in a couple situations early in games where we just didn't feel like we were in control of the game like we wanted to be. And so I think that's when we started to lean towards Kyle a little bit. I think that his ability his size, I think, helps us as far as post-entry passes. His ability to draw defenses, double teams, and then be able to finish the play with a pass. Were things that could be good for the group, for the other 4 guys. And then we're looking for ways to try and improve all of the players individually. And sometimes in that process, you can do more harm than you do good. But I think the way these guys have responded, I think we've gotten a lot more quality minutes out of Skylar. We've gotten a lot more quality minutes out of Matt, a lot more quality minutes out of Josh, and that's been kind of the difference.
In the 4-game losing streak, the guys talked about how confidence was still high. They weren't getting too down. Now with the 5 wins, they're not getting overconfident. Where do you think that even keeledness comes from, where they're not too high and not too low?
Well, I hope it comes from the fact that this is a marathon, and we all understand that you got 31 games on your season, and then you've got a postseason postseason conference tournament, and then hopefully, another postseason tournament you're playing in. And I think the experience of some of the guys who have been through this maybe rubs off on some of the younger guys, but we say this all the time, that this game that we're playing, even though it's really important and we want to give it our best effort in preparation and in our effort as we play, it's not going to make or break our season. But we want to play like it does, and then deal with the results and move forward from there.
How about Eric's confidence? He had kind of an up and down road trip. Are you concerned with that at all, or
I think
how much can that be attributed to his?
Yeah, I think that as soon as he feels 100% comfortable out there, I think Eric's really playing hard for the guys right now, and he's in a situation where I think he's trying to feel his way back onto the floor and into all positions. I think he feels really comfortable in a lot of positions, but not 100% comfortable in all positions. And I think that just has to come with time as you recover from any type of injury.
The first road trip for West Coast, the LA trip, to the second one,
were guys just more acclimated to being on the road, gone from home that long, or were there changes made to help maybe pass that time so you guys were more crisp when game time?
No, I think we learned a lot from the first road trip. The first road trip was way different because we were out of school. And as crazy as that sounds, you know, we go on 9 or 10 road trips a year, and 8 or 9 of them are, you know, with a real rhythm to them, and they understand that a lot of downtimes they're studying, doing homework, and this was different. It felt different, and you know, we didn't handle it, you know, as well as we should have. And I think our guys really they get confidence from the consistency, you know, of our schedule, and I don't know, not only at home but on the road too. And plus, you know, I think that this is a new experience for all of us. These, you know, road trips where we play 2 on the road. I mean, you think from whenever TCU entered the league in the Mountain West Conference, we had maybe 1, maybe 2 a year, but we came home in between on a Wednesday, Saturday, and then when we went to the West Coast Conference, we were the 9th team, and so we were kind of the one who was out and back in the same week for most of the time, and so now this is kind of, we'll get a steady diet of this, and I think we got better after the first one.